Hi. So I have taught yoga for coming up to 5 years now and have practiced yoga for a long time, probably more like 20 years. And despite that, sometimes I do get a very sore neck and shoulders, and it comes along, I wake up for no reason at all that I have a lot of stiffness in my neck and a lot of stiffness in my shoulders. And this has baffled me over the years, as it shouldn't happen to me. There's nothing wrong structurally with my body in terms of my neck and shoulders. And I can only put it down to tension. So perhaps yesterday was a little bit of a tense day, and despite all my training and skills to de-stress and unwind and focus with my yogic breathing, sometimes my neck hurts. And that's life, and that's what I accept. But I wanted to share with you some of my favourite ways of releasing my neck and shoulders, because it tends to be connected. So the neck generally is hurting because of stiffness in the chest or in the shoulder girdle. So hopefully some of these stretches are going to feel good for you, and hopefully you will get some release if that's what you're here for. If you just enjoy a good stretch, then enjoy this. So find yourself in a comfortable cross-legged position. If you need to sit on something, you can use a pillow, a cushion. I've got a bolster here that I could sit on if I wanted to, and that will lengthen the spine. So what we don't want to do is start with a curve in the back. So we don't want to be seated with a curve in the back. We want to be able to sit so that we can lengthen the spine and sit tall. So to bring something, I mean, this is actually quite high, so you don't have to go as high as this unless you felt you needed to. So to sit on something will enable particularly the lower back to lengthen, to be able to sit more comfortably. Please grab that, use the help. I'm not going to use it today, but that I often use these supports needed. Another rolled up mat, anything will help you lengthen. So I just want you to first sit with the legs crossed if that's comfortable, or just separate the legs and sit in a comfortable position. Turn the back of the hands to the legs so that the palms are facing upwards. You can interlace your first finger and thumb, or you can just allow the hands just to lightly curl, just naturally curl. And let's just take a few breaths here. Let's just notice how we feel. And as you sit, press the sit bones down slightly. Find a gentle engagement in your tummy. Pulling the tummy in gently, and let the shoulders just draw down the back of the body. And the head, I find, often kind of rocks forward. Just move the head slightly back in space. And if you don't know what that means, I'll just show you. So the head can sometimes sink forwards a bit. So just to press the back of the head back in space, finding a little bit length in that neck. Just allowing the head to balance on top of the neck. So we have a nice equal line of head, shoulders, hips and sit bones. So take another breath here. And then open up the eyes. So come back to be with you now. Okay, we'll just take a few arm circles. So breathe in, lift the arms up, and then bring the hands together and draw them in front of the heart. And if the shoulders are really stiff, you might find it hard to connect the hands together at the top. So don't worry about that. Similarly, you may not even get that far. So if you're here, that's fine. You just bring the hands together and draw them down. So we don't push through pain. We work with what we've got here, and we accept where we're at. So another time, breathing in, lift those arms and bring them back together, down in front of the heart. Give yourself a hug. So bring the hands to the shoulders and just squeeze in, just rounding the back here. So let the back round, let the chin come to the chest. And then I want you to breathe in, open up the arms and send the chest forward. Breathe out, wrap around again, give yourself a hug. Again, I'm going to show you this from the side. So breathing in, arching the back slightly, opening the arms, and then rounding to squeeze in. So inhaling, exhaling, wrapping round. So don't kind of pause here between the breaths. No, just breathe in and breathe out. 2 more times. Breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze it in and then lift all the way up. Open the arms and let them come down. Take a couple of shoulder rolls and notice how those shoulders feel. Is one shoulder clunking more than the other? Is there one side that's a bit stickier than the other? Let's bring the right hand to the left leg. The left hand comes behind us. Before we twist, re-center, re-ground. So press the sit bones into the floor and then gently turn yourself around, twisting spine. Trying to keep the shoulders relaxed and down the back of the body as you turn. Now, if you're comfortable, once you get to kind of the full turn, just come back a little bit, come out of it, and then re-enter. So again, inhale to come out, exhale to re-enter, twisting deeper each time, breathing in and breathing out. And it's okay to kind of put a bit of pressure on that leg to turn yourself deeper. And then pause here and turn the gaze behind you. Come all the way back to the center. Right hand to the left leg. No, left hand to the right leg, right hand behind you. And sit tall. So we want to find that length that the spine can spiral effectively without being slumped. So lengthen, shoulders pull back and twisting round. Or did you hear that click? Come out of it slightly and twist. So clicks are okay, it's just releasing in the back. But with any yoga moves, please don't push through any pain. And then come back. And then maybe look over those shoulders. Or shoulder, should we say. And then come all the way back. Good. Inhale. Interlace the hands. Turn the palms up. So we're rotating through the shoulders a bit here. See if you can reach up. Now I'm quite tight in my shoulders today, so I can't actually extend comfortably all the way up. So just go as far as you can and then see if you can pull the triceps back behind the ears. And then let's just take a couple of circles with those hands in one direction and then the other. Keep that head nice and relaxed. And then release. Good. Roll the shoulders again. Okay, let's just stretch this neck a little bit. So hands start on the legs. I'm just going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Now, we have a tendency to try and meet shoulder and ear. Relax that left shoulder. Just let the head be heavy so you feel this stretch. And then what you can do from here is reach that right hand out, perhaps creep it along the floor or reach out to see how you feel and feel that stretch. And we all have a kind of a yummy point, a point that it feels really good. So you might want to then start to tilt the chin down, maybe lift it back up again and look for that spot that feels really lovely. And then breathe there. Good. You can move around to this, and this is, you know, I could spend a long time here exploring the stretches through the different tendons and muscles of the neck. So you can see I'm moving more into them. So you can pause and have a little play here. Don't send the head back. Keep the head forward. So we don't want to tilt the head back at this stage, and then come back up. Good. Let's go to the other side. Nice and slowly now. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Drop that right shoulder. And then the left hand can come out. Now you don't have to take it out if it's really stiff. Maybe lift up. You're going to get a different sensation from lifting and lowering. So just see what feels right for you. And again, just play around with the stretch and find the yummy spot that we're looking for here. And breathe there, and there might be lots of different spots that feel good, so just perhaps spend a bit more time on this. Sometimes we need to be quite patient. This isn't a dynamic yoga class, this is a restorative. And lift back up again. And then let's just simply, with a long spine, so we don't want to curve the back with a long spine, just let the chin drop towards the chest. Now you might feel this just in your neck, but if you're particularly tight, you might feel it down the spine as well. If you want to, you can bring the back of the hands to the back of the head, but we're not pulling down, just letting the weight of the hands bring a little bit extra to that stretch. And now it's going down the spine a bit more for me. Another breath. And then ideally I'd probably like you to hold these a bit longer, if you can. And then release, come up. Okay. We're going to take it into a deeper shoulder stretch now. So I want you to come onto your hands and knees. Now, the positioning of this is quite important for our puppy dog pose. The hips stay above the knees. So we don't want the bottom to come back, and we don't want the bottom to come forward. We want to keep the hips vaguely above the knees. So keeping that there, I want you to start to walk the hands forward. So we're walking the hands forward. And you're going to start allowing the chest to come down towards the floor. Now this may not happen. You may be here, okay? And that's absolutely okay. But this is when I'd like you to get a cushion or a block under your head to support your head. Because what we don't want to be doing is having pressure trying to hold the neck. So let something come underneath the head. So here's another mat to support the head. Okay, if though you can come more, I want you to start allowing the chest, forehead first. You let the forearms release to the floor now and let the chest start to come down. Keeping an eye on that hip to knee alignment. And breathe. Pull the shoulders back, so pull the shoulder heads towards the hips, so we're not letting the shoulders come up towards the ears. And we've got a bit of action going on through the hands and forearms here as well. Tummy's pulled in to protect the lower back. Just gentle engagement in the tummy. And do this for a bit longer if you can. But if you need to come up, you can start to press the hands down and walk them back underneath the shoulders. So I'm back on my hands and knees. I'm going to walk my right hand into the centre a little bit and then lift the left arm up and then bring it back down again. So let's use the breath here. Breathe in, lift up. And as you breathe out, I want you to take it underneath the right arm, reach underneath and reach towards the right hand side, as if you can lower the head towards the floor. Now, if it doesn't come down on its own, again, bring something underneath it. And from here, you can press the right hand further into the floor to twist you round deeper. So you're feeling a real spiral in the spine. Keep the chin slightly tucked under here and maybe even lift the arm. But you can keep that hand right where it is. Watch the bottom doesn't go off. Keep the bottom in the centre. Take another breath and then press into the hand. Lift all the way up. Okay. I'm going to turn round so you get this. No, actually, I'll stay where I am so you get the stretch, the view of the stretch from this side. So I'll just come off mat a little bit so you can see. So right arm lifts. Open up, squeeze those shoulders towards one another and come back down. So it might be that you're very tight across the chest because we often collapse through the muscles of the chest when we let the shoulders come so tight. Breathe in and reach. So reaching that hand and then lowering the head to the floor, remembering bringing something under the head if you need to. And then watching again, this bottom stays above the knees, press the hand into the floor and start to increase the stretch. So you're feeling the stretch across the shoulder and the back. And you can tuck the chin in and look up. You can lift the arm up if that feels okay for you. But again, just work with your limits. Take care here. Hand comes to the floor. We come all the way out. Lift up. Hands down. Let's tuck the toes under. Take it to downward facing dog. Just walk it out. Give the head a nod and a shake, and then walk the feet forwards in between the hands. Bring the hands to the hips, to the thighs, and lift halfway. So shoulders come from here to here. You pull them back and release. Now if you need to bend the knees here, this is not a leg workout today, so soften those knees and then pressing into the feet, curl up to standing and really be aware of each vertebrae stacking on top of one another as you lift all the way up, rolling the shoulders down. And you can do that movement a couple of times. You can come in and out of this curl up, rolling up and down through the spine. So that's a really nice one for movement in the back. And then bring our shoulders down. So, standing the feet comfortably apart, let's lift the arms out. Flex through the wrists and press the hands out. So really reach. Now as you do that, watch what's happening. I always notice one hand lifts higher than the other. Relax the shoulders and really press the hands out. Pull the ribs in. Release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Now as you twist, don't move the hips. Don't move the hips. Just twist the body, reaching. Inhale, go the other way. So twisting the other way. So we're trying to keep those hips pressing forward. And then lift up. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. I'm going to come closer so you can see what I'm going to do with my shoulders here. So if you haven't done this before, this is called our eagle arms. So the arms reach out. We're going to bring the left arm underneath the right arm. Bend at the elbows and the backs of the hands come to touch. Now it might be that you stay here, or you can double bind so the palms come together. Now for some of you, and I've noticed particularly in gents this can be the effects, if you're quite muscly, it might be hard to do this, so you can hold on to the shoulders. So wherever you are, from the shoulders lifted, pull the shoulder blades down the back of the body. Okay, stand nice and tall and then start to press the hands away from your face. So you start to feel more of an opening through the shoulder blades. Breathe into that, so you're looking at that space, and maybe lift the elbows ever so slightly, and as you lift the elbows, the shoulder blades pull down. Keep breathing. And then release out of it. So other side, the other arm comes under. So right arm under left, bend the elbows, find your bind. Now, again, we want to avoid the shoulders coming up. We want to draw them down the back. Okay, so from here, standing nice and tall, start to press the hands away and then lift the elbows slightly, but the shoulders stay drawn down. Focus forward and breathe into that space. I often find myself doing this pose, public transport, on trains, at airports, shopping queues, when I've got lots of tension in the shoulders. It's a lovely release. Your eagle pose, your Gorodasana. And release. Roll the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to finish with two more poses. So coming into your hands and knees again, let's take a few cat-cows. So we lift the chest, lift the hips, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and then we round, press into the hand. So it's a slight idea as you come into the cat, you almost press the heel of the hands forward, and as you come into your cow pose, you draw the heel of the hands back towards the knees. And it's the same with the shoulders. So we're opening up through the shoulders here. And as we come forward, the shoulder blades pull back, the hips lift, the gaze can turn up. So a couple of times with that. Inhaling to come forwards, exhaling to round into your cat. So breathing in and breathing out. From here, come in to child's pose. Widen the knees, bring the head to the floor. And then you can bring your hands back behind you. Take another breath. So from here, one more pose I want to show you, and this is quite intense. So some people love this, other people are not so keen. So sorry, I'm coming off my mat again. Open up the arms so that they are at shoulder height. And we're going to bend the right arm and bring the hand to the floor. Sorry, other arm. Then the left arm, bring the hand to the floor and roll onto your side. So roll onto your right hand side. Now from here, you might be at fine here. This might be enough for you. So you've got quite a stretch in the shoulder. Or you can lift that left foot and bend it and bring it back behind you. If you want even more, that left hand can come back behind you too. So this is quite intense on the shoulder. I love this stretch, but if it causes any pain, any shooting sensation, then please come out of it. So again, staying here, quite a few breaths. And then hand comes down and we release, rolling carefully back. So just pause for a moment, turn the left hand side of the head to the floor. And then we'll walk that right hand in, press into the right hand and turn onto your left hand side. So again, this might be enough, or you can let the foot go over, maybe bringing the sole of the foot to the floor, just let it hang there. Just watch the lower back, right hand might lift over. So you can stay with any of those options. You don't have to do everything I'm doing. Hand to the floor, legs stacked, and breathe. Breathe into that. So it's quite intense. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Hopefully it'll bring some release. And then from here, come all the way back onto your tummy. And let's roll onto our backs. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment and rock from side to side. When you're ready, come all the way up onto your bottom. Come back to seated. So there are a few of my favourite neck and shoulder stretches. Please let me know how that felt for you, and look out, I'm going to do another class. That was just more of a whistle top around some of the poses I enjoy, but I'm going to do another class for an hour or so which actually brings the whole of the shoulder and the neck into the flow and how we can use those poses safely in our practice. Namaste.